Hello children, how are you? Welcome back. Now in this module, that is module number 4, we would be learning about the physical and the chemical properties of nonmetals. Whereas in the last two modules, that is module number 2nd and 3rd, we have been learning about the physical and chemical properties of metals and its uses in our day-to-day life. Now let us start with our 4th module and the nonmetals. Basically, there are 118 elements in our periodic table, and the nonmetals lies to the right side of the periodic table. Nonmetals do not have any properties of metals, and they are example as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon, chlorine, etc. Well, after knowing that what are nonmetals, let us start with its physical state or the physical properties of nonmetals. Basically, all nonmetals are solid or gases at room temperature, but the exceptional is bromine, which is liquid at room temperature. All the nonmetals, unlike metals, have dull surface, but graphite is a form of carbon and iodine have some luster. Generally, nonmetals are soft, like sulfur. But diamond is a form of carbon that is an exception, and it is the hardest substance known. Unlike metals, the nonmetals are brittle, that they can be beaten into thin sheets or foil. That means they are neither malleable nor they are ductile. For example, diamond. On trying to beat them into thin sheets or foils, they break down easily into smaller pieces. Generally, nonmetals are the poor conductor of heat, where diamond is an exception, and it is also a poor conductor of electricity, where graphite stands as a good conductor of electricity as an exception. Unlike other factors, nonmetals do not produce any sound, or they produce a dull sound when struck with a very hard object, unlike metals. Okay, now let us move to our next part of the same module, that is the chemical properties of nonmetals. Chemical properties of nonmetals differ from metals, and it may be only observed by the chemical reaction. A chemical reaction is the process by which one or more substances changes to produce one or more different substances. For example, when hydrogen and oxygen gases combine, they produce a compound known as water. Now let us understand few chemical reactions of nonmetals with oxygen, water, acid, bases, and the displacement reaction. So the first reaction of the nonmetal with water. Nonmetals do not react with water. Rather, some nonmetals that react with air are vigorously stored in the water. Nonmetals do not react with any dilute acids as well. Hence, there is no reaction with water or dilute acids of the nonmetals. Though there is no reaction of the nonmetals with water and the dilute acids, nonmetal reacts with oxygen, and a nonmetal reacts with oxygen to produce a nonmetallic oxide. That means when a sulfur reacts with oxygen, it gives you a sulfur dioxide gas, and sulfur dioxide is acidic in nature and it can turn blue litmus to red. As already discussed in the previous modules, the reaction of the metals with the bases are on the basis of the reactivity of the metals. Hence, the nonmetals also reacts, but it is very complex that you will get to learn in the higher classes. Now let us move to the last part of our module, that is the uses of nonmetals. So the uses of nonmetals mean the first one is diamond. Diamond is a form of carbon and is one of the most expensive surface substance on the earth, and is widely used for making jewelries. Due to its hardness, diamond is used in cutting and drilling tools as well. Next nonmetal is a graphite. Graphite is another form of carbon and it's usually used to make the lead of the pencils. It is also used as a lubricant in a powder form for the machine parts, and it is also used to make electrodes for the zinc carbon batteries that we use in our day-to-day life. Well, our next nonmetal is hydrogen, which is primarily used as a synthesis of ammonia and also used in the welding of torches and extraction of metals. It is also used as a non-polluting fuel. The next nonmetal is the sulfur. Sulfur is used as hardening rubber, manufacturing of compounds such as sulfuric acid and in production of matches, dyes, and gunpowder. So, our fifth nonmetal is a silicon, which is a major component of sand, and it's extremely used for making semiconductors and microchips that are used in the solar cells and transistors. The next nonmetal is phosphorus, which is the compound of phosphorus called phosphate and is an important agricultural fertilizer. Next nonmetal is a nitrogen, which is basically a very important one. It is used for making ammonia and nitrates and can be used as fertilizers. It is also used for packing food items, and liquid nitrogen is used for refrigerating cells for the medical researches. So basically, last but not the least, we are going to talk about oxygen, which is stored in cylinders and are used by mountaineers and deep sea divers as a breathing equipment. Oxygen is also used for welding and cutting of metals. So children, we have basically come to the end of the chapter, where I have given you a table where you can see the difference between the metals and non-metals, which is very important. You can go through it, and a complete mind map, that means the total gist of the chapter, the summary of the chapter, at the end of this video. So you can go through the physical and the chemical properties of both metals and non-metals, and you can recall all that you have learned here. So children, till I come back, goodbye. Thank